Jessica Jennifer John sucked the air out of any room, and quite successfully was the absolute opposite of me. If I went into every room figuring out how to make everyone love themselves, she tried to figure out how to make everyone love her. And both of us used need as our weapon. Method. Freudian slip. There was never a moment in meeting Jessica Jennifer John at a party that the night did not turn into her raw sadness. And it fascinated me because as a Latina, I would never have the privilege of a wealthy white female, slobbing wine and sorrows to have her of color friends wipe them. If anything, I was taught to never show your sadness, but for her, it was the key to getting people's pity and attention. For me, empowerment was how I introduced myself, but like her, I landed alone. So what was the way to make people stay? Josie rolled her eyes. I can't stand this shit. We had gone to Soho House for a party, and Jessica Jennifer John could not talk to one of Josie's friends because of an incident with a guy her friend was dating, and Jessica Jennifer John's sincere belief that Josie's friend was a bad person. She spent the entire night ordering Aperol spritzes and moving every room into discomfort to tell them the horrible alleged tale of how this woman, aka Josie's friend, was dating her friend's boyfriend and knew. But by the end of the night, her Josie's friend had somehow banished all black people from their housing and might have had a kinky obsession with spacecrafts. Ugh. The story grew, and with it Jessica Jennifer John's desperation and plight to end the night early, for this hoe was rooming. To my surprise, it worked. We were a group of 7 that became 2. Just Josie and me in Soho House with her friends leaving early from the discomfort and the rest going with Jessica Jennifer John to eat steak sushi a couple blocks away. God, she's a cunt, said Josie, pulling out a cig near the indoor pool. She rarely smoked, but when she did, it was out of pure anger or alcohol. This time it was the former. She just has to screw every night. She's not even funny or smart or upset. She's just a cunt. Josie began doing hand motions to imitate Jessica Jennifer John's tendency to talk with her hands during her mental breakdowns, which were often. With enough wine, she was revealed she was just lonely and frightened about it. Meanwhile, with enough wine, I craved the Oprah Network. Somehow, we both were grossly alone. Why does everyone hang out with her, you know? If no one really likes Jessica Jennifer John, why are we with her? I think we have been kidnapped by a white woman. Maybe we're looking to her to teach us how to handle our newfound wealth. Josie, stop, I said in awe. But there was something curious about her note. Jessica Jennifer John worked as a creative consultant for wealthy CEOs from Davros to Dubai. With enough liquor, she marveled at how little they cared for anyone and how kinky they were in the sack. But she kind of acted like a high-class slave, eager to become their wife, but stuck at becoming their mistress. She lorded her luxury to seduce friends that didn't have it yet, or maybe never would, but she certainly didn't have their luxury. The people that she worked for didn't consider her a friend either. She was just another white woman traveling through Latin America to find stability in the way she did not in the U.S., and Josie hated her because somehow she could not get rid of her. She had infested her Latino crew. Do you think it's her wine? I asked. I think that if somebody overreacts their feelings everywhere, people will surprisingly cater to them. It's what daddy recovery is about, right? Your dad overwhelmed everybody more than charmed them. We came 7, 3 left with the issue, Jessica Jennifer John. The supposed issue, my friend, left by herself, and now we're just here talking about all of it. She controlled the night. Not because she was charming or even rich and white. It's because she's a fucking mess and nobody knows what to do with an actual mess because they're too busy thinking they are one and hiding it. Josie finished her cig, and it made me wonder, what's the point of uplifting or crushing when you're just alone? All right, let's heal. Let's discuss. So Jessica Jennifer John she's she sucks. She really is like a bitch. And it's weird because I've never met anybody consistently organizing events and being invited out And she's so draining, and everybody talks about it, and nobody tells her. And it's one of those moments where it's like, well, what the hell am I doing? Because this person is having all these emotional breakdowns in front of everybody. And yet she's getting invited to the same parties as me, where I'm trying to uplift people and make them feel good. And we both go alone. And I don't know, maybe I'm mirroring with the wrong person, right? Like maybe I'm trying to make a bridge where there's not. But I think it's because I walk into parties with such an eagerness to make people feel good. And really just like kind of high class people pleasing, Like I go in, I hope everybody feels better, and I want to love everybody, and I want everybody to love me. And it's like, okay, like, don't be so damn intense. And here's this human being that is just atrocious. She's not that funny. She cries a lot with or without wine. She has expensive things, but it's like, I first of all, I don't own them, A. B, I don't know, I've never had anything in my life outside of me that was worth the pain it caused within me. And I think that's one of the biggest frustrations I have with my life in terms of my relationships with everybody, with people, with money. I I have worked too hard to be loved by no one. Like no one loved me. My grandmother, and she passed. And I had to give so much energy to get reciprocity. And it always came in the form of, oh, I'll buy you a dinner. Oh, I'll buy you a shirt. Oh, come to my party. And that is reciprocal. It's just this feeling of, I'm not connected. I don't know if the person is connected with me, but I'm not connecting with them. I'm not feeling like it's enough. And to see somebody be able to emotionally dump on everybody and still get invited into the same parties where I'm going full Oprah kind of makes me curious of the usefulness of it all. And for Josie, if we see in the episode, Josie's attitude is people are overwhelmed and kind of like Stockholm syndrome into friendships with people like Jessica Jennifer John, who, and it's something she did a really good comparison with my dad because I didn't really see it, but there was this element of my father. Like my father was charming for 2 weeks, the devil for 20 years. Like what was so initially wonderful about him, within a few weeks, you knew was the opposite. And then you found yourself a few years with him. And I think he kind of is like your favorite movie. You watch it a few times, but you don't watch it that much because then it gets boring and it gets dry and you're never going to actually become the character. And it was a fascinating comparison because I'm trying to walk into situations and people and places and things more calibrated, more present, more observant from a place of I'm already handling my joy. And if you build it and you encourage it, that's great. But let me give you time and not intensity. Let me give you space and not intimacy because I need that. I've been betrayed way too much and I wear it. I wear it in my body, I wear it in my mind. And Jessica Jennifer John just explodes everywhere. And she misinterprets people and she has these moments where she gets super depressed and everyone's like, oh God. And I've never had that. In despite being kind to people, I have never had people comfort me. Despite being the one that shows up for people, I can't really say I've had the same. And I'm at a point in my life where that just doesn't matter anymore. Like the people that failed me, they don't feel like they do, starting with my parents. The people that I wish had been better friends to me, they don't feel like they do. They're focused on their careers, their families. And I've lost that self-focus. And in an odd way, despite her like emotionally releasing on everybody, there's not a self focus to Jessica Jennifer John. And it kind of, I think what Josie was trying to bring up, a lot of expats that move across Latin America have this kind of sadness to them because they don't really want to be in Latin America unless they're fetishizing it. Unless you're like a white guy named Paul from Portland that swears he could be Mexican if he only hangs out with Whitexicans. And I think with Jessica Jennifer John, there's something lost about her. And she gets these Latinos who are trying to uptick their own wealth or are upticking their wealth. And, classism is prevalent in Latin America and there is racism. I think there's like interweavings, and sometimes particularly in terms of foreign people, no matter what their race, if you're American, you symbolize wealth. And there's this element of, let me hang out with a European. Let me hang out with an American to learn how to handle this wealth that I desire or newfound wealth that I'm discovering. And I think with Jessica Jennifer John, there's a over eagerness to impress everybody with her nice apartment and her nice wines. But she's sad. And you give her enough wine and she's saying it. You give me enough wine, I want to watch Tu Wong Fu and talk about trans rights. And it's like, well, you could shut up too. It's this element of imbalanced that whether you're hyper sad and just dumping on everybody or hyper empowering and joyful and just trying to act like everything is unicorns, you land alone. And all these interactions, everybody left with somebody. We were the ones that drive away alone. And I'm trying to discover what is the balance between, sometimes you do got to dump on people. Sometimes you do got to kind of not wear a mask. And sometimes you do have to wear a mask. And sometimes you should empower. What is the balance, the personal balance that you need for people to stay? Because Jessica Jennifer John may try to buy her friends, but at the end of the day, they don't stay. Check out DeAndreReviews@all.com for Daddy Recovery episodes. Check out the podcast on all platforms, and check out Heidi Ding on all music platforms. Thank you. Follow.